Yeah, yeah. Nah, nah. Cause we up right now. Now. Cause we up right now. Now. I just might pull up. Top down, I know you see me. I might just roll one. I've been trying to take it easy. They tried to count me out. Now they trying to come around. You weren't out when I was down. So just watch us come up now. Cause we up right now. Yeah, we up right now. I just might pull up. Cause we up right now. Yeah, we up right now. I just might pull up. Cause we up right now. Yeah, we up right now. I just might pull up. Cause we up right now. Yeah, we up right now. I just might pull up on ya. Got in my bag, ain't no looking back. I run, I feel like I'm running back. He tried to leave, he came running back. I had him once, I don't want him back. Only concern is my bank account. I'm trying to see a larger amount. Stack it and flip it and stretch it out. Don't need no help cause it's figured out. And I see you checking my stile. Don't know what they mad at me for. You know this hustle is lethal. I'm trying to feed all my people. He came in with you, but he leaving with me. He where he at, but he like what he see. Yeah, we up right now. I just might pull up. Cause we up right now. Yeah, we up right now. I just might pull up. Cause we up right now. Yeah, we up right now. I just might pull up. Cause we up right now. Yeah, we up right now. I just might pull up on ya.
How's everybody doing today? It's the Proof in the Pudding podcast show, and I go by the name of Sion 919. I'm very excited about today's show because we got a very talented young lady in the building. She's representing Los Angeles, but currently living in Houston, Texas. She's a songwriter and a musician. We just seen the video up, so without any further ado, let's bring her to the stage. She goes by the name of Jelayne. How you feeling?
Hey, I'm feeling good. How are you?
I'm feeling good right there. Look like you had a lot of fun making that video, so let's talk about that one.
Man, I really try to, every video we try to come at it with a fresh approach, and I just like to have fun. It's about the story, but it's also just about expressing ourselves, enjoying ourselves, Right. So Up was cool. The concept kind of came from a line that I said, got in my bag, ain't no looking back. I run the field like a running back.
Right.
So I was like, we got to do a football field,
And it definitely came out dope right there. So let me ask, what inspired the record? Did you have the beat first, or how did you come up with the record?
With Up. So Up is actually a part of my project, and it's called Flight 25. So I wanted everything to be themed around the flight. So Up came about. I did hear the beat first.
Right.
And then I was like, man, this just makes me feel up, right? It makes me feel up, and then we ran with it,
Yeah, and it definitely came out dope right there. So let me ask you, what's your creative process when you're coming up with a song? Like, how do you get in your zone when you're writing?
It really depends. Each song is different. I'll say that. Sometimes I'll hear the beat, and then I'll get the lyrics. But then there'll be days that I wake up and I just hear this song in my head, and then I'll go to my producer, or I'll go to, one of my friends who composes or plays, and we'll just get together. And I'm like, yo, this is what I hear. I'm going to sing it to you how I hear it. And then it just kind of happens from there.
Wow. And it definitely did. So the magic is there. The song is out. It's doing good right there. I definitely like that one. For the people that may not be familiar though, right? For the ones that may not know, let's take them into your world. Let's let them know, how did you first get into music?
I started doing music when I was really, really young. I can recall my very first song that I ever wrote.
Wow.
I was 6.
6 years old.
Yeah, I was 6, and I wrote it and I gave it to my choir director at church.
Wow.
Yeah,
Wow.
I've always just kind of written poems and written, they always tend to start off as poems or like little messages,
Right.
and then it just kind of flows from there. Honestly,
Wow. That's dope right there. So you started out in the church.
yeah, of course, didn't we all?
Right, right. 6 years old. So it's like, yo, did you always know that this is something that you wanted to do?
Always this and entertainment in general.
Wow.
I went to school for theater and performing arts. So all
Okay.
throughout school, I did a lot of theater, musicals, singing competitions, stuff like that.
Wow. So let me ask, when did you know that you had a voice? Like, yo, this is something that I want to do. Like, at what age do you remember?
It was around that same time. I mean, I used to actually had a girl band with my cousins, and
Wow.
we used to charge the family like at Christmas, Thanksgiving. Like, you would be there anyway, but we would charge you to come see our show and come watch us perform.
So you always had the entrepreneur spirit, even as a
Yes.
young one. Like, yo,
Oh. Oh, yes. I knew what it was.
right. And that's a beautiful thing right there. So it's like you said, you also was in the theater and stuff like that. So is that something that you're thinking about down the road, maybe getting into acting and stuff as well?
Yes, I want to get into it all fully. I think it's where my life has taken me. I've done some other things, went to college and did some things here and there, but theater, entertainment in general, the arts in general, I just really feel like I have a calling for it. So.
Wow, you definitely have a talent right there. So you say you started doing poetry and stuff like that. So over the years, how has your writing evolved, do you think, if you had to put it in words?
If I had to put it into words,
right.
It's really interesting because I always thought I was getting better, like storytelling. I just use writing to express myself, even if it's somebody that I care about or I can't figure out the words to say to you, I can always write it, right? So over the years, I feel like how it's changed is it's just me being able to speak more clearly and more precise.
Right.
And I definitely feel like with this EP that's up and coming, I was able to really channel into specific topics. Like, okay, this is what, it's very direct, very specific. Wow. It's not as abstract as it used to be.
Okay. You said the project is called Flight 25?
Flight 25.
All right, let's talk about that. What inspired the title for the project?
Yes. So Flight 25 actually came about. A lot of these songs I wrote around lessons or around the time I was 25 years old. So a lot of like the lessons just as a young woman and just going through life and different things I had to go through.
Right.
Flight 25 for me is really kind of like a takeoff into a series. I have much, much more work coming down the line, but Flight 25 is just that beginning. It's where everything is like really taking off and I was really able to be concise with what I was trying to say.
Okay. And that's the thing. It's like, yeah, you definitely got the vision. You definitely, well-spoken, educated woman right there.
Thank you.
You're talking about real things and stuff like that. So let me ask you, what's your process been like over the years? How did you come up with your sound? Because like everybody don't have a unique sound.
Oh, man, it took years, honestly. It just took a lot of trial and error, trying different things, not being afraid to try different things in the studio. I used to be a very traditional R&B style singer. I always wanted to just be right on the one and sing everything traditional. And one of my producers, actually, TC, he challenged me. He's like, everything doesn't have to be so singy. Like, do a little sing rapping. He was like, relax a little bit. It doesn't have to be so. And so that kind of expanded my thought process on writing and on song, composition.
Right. No, I definitely understand that. So let me ask you, what part of the process do you enjoy the most? Is it the writing, the recording, or the performance?
Ooh, so that's tough. It just depends on my mood. I like each one for its own reason, but it's definitely in phases. It's like, we go through a period of writing and recording tends to be hand in hand. I like to write on spot when I hear things and record on spot. That way it's fresh because I feel like if you sometimes if you hold on to an idea too long, it'll start to change and things like that.
Right. Okay. So there's nothing wrong with that. So you love them all equally the same.
Equally. Right? I mean, if I had to choose the absolute favorite, it's probably performing, honestly.
Performance, the energy.
Because you can do it different each time. You can put new energy into, the same idea.
Right. And that's the thing. So if I had to ask you, what's your favorite song to sing? What song would that be?
It's called Love.
Love. And that's on the project as well?
That is on the project, yes.
Would you be mad at me if I put you on the spot?
No.
All right.
All right.
All right.
I got you. You give me amnesia. You've been running through my mind all day. And you know that I need you. You make me feel some type of way. I need you. And I ain't never felt like this before. And I don't know what to call it. Could this be love?
Wow. Yeah, you got an amazing voice right there. And it's like, yo, you're not scared. You definitely just jump right into it.
Thank you.
Definitely, it's a passion for you. So let me ask you, over the years, right? What's been some of your highlight moments, like that stood out the most, if you had to look back on your life? Yeah,
for sure. On my life or my performance life?
On your performance life. And then we'll do life separate.
Got it. So performance life. 8th grade, I sang the national anthem on the news. They did. They telecasted it, broadcasted it.
Right.
I performed at some of the major, really all of the major stages in Houston. I did Toyota Center. I actually danced for that one, but it was I was on the Toyota Center stage. You know, I did, House of Blues. I've done Warehouse Live. You know, I've really touched all of the major stages here in this city. So that's definitely been a highlight for me as well.
Okay, so let me ask you, what is the music scene like out in Houston? What is that like?
You know, I would say that it's complex. I'll say that because on one side, you know, there's a live music scene where you have just these incredible live musicians, you know, and we cover some of the greats, and even we have our original music as well, but it's more centered around, you know, the musicality of it. And then the other side of it is more the artist side where, you know, the showcases or the things like that. And that's also great as well, especially for networking, you know, different types of relationships just get built from that. Different people you get to meet out in that scene. But I think it's good. You know, I think I've kind of touched my hands all around the four corners.
Wow. And that's a beautiful thing right there, is like networking in your city, getting that support behind you. So what's the response been like in your city for you?
It's been nice. You know, I really was surprised. I did a private release for the next video we're going to show. And I was just surprised at the turnout and the love and just the honesty and how many people were just like, yo, we've been rocking with you. We've been watching you. So I was really surprised.
Wow. Okay. So let's talk about that journey. How long has it been in the making for this EP?
This project, oh my goodness, this EP, it's been about 2 years in the making. I'll say that.
2 years in the making. So what is that experience like?
Oh, a roller coaster. It's not even so much the writing and recording. I think that's like the easy part, right? But marketing, I think that's one thing as an independent artist that I really had to study and learn, is that not only does it take money, but it takes time and strategy to really put it together so it makes sense.
And you're definitely doing that the right way. So let me ask you, do you have a team behind you, or is it like you and your family, or do you have like a team that's helping you?
Yeah, there's a team of people that I work with for sure. Yeah, a certain studio. I actually go to Hits Depot here in Houston, Texas. My boy Kalani on the beat. He does most of my production. TC, he co-writes with me, does a lot of my production. My manager, Natalie, she's out in LA doing her thing, but you know. So yeah, and I have, of course, my videographers, photographers. I'm not doing this alone.
It takes a team. It definitely takes a team. So let me ask you, what was the transition like coming from LA, the big city, LA, West Coast, to Houston? What was that transition like for you?
So full transparency, I came to Houston in 2009. I actually had my son at a super young age. So for me, Houston. Yeah, no, that was the best. Look, I'm a young mom. Like he's, you know, doing his own thing now, and I'm still young, and here we are, you know. But the transition was hard at first. I won't, you know, lie. It was different, but Houston showed me some things. Houston allowed me to grow up at a nice pace and be smart and make smart decisions. Whereas LA was just kind of like, when you grow up in LA, everything is like this, you know.
Right. So that's the thing right there. So let me ask you, you said, you're a mom young. So let me ask, how do you balance, right? Being a mother, being an indie artist and stuff like that. How do you balance? And then you got your regular life, then you got your professional life.
Exactly. Not a lot of sleep. That's the first thing. There's not a lot of sleep involved. And I just prioritize, honestly. You know, my son, he's so used to coming to studios and being at rehearsals. And, you know, he actually picked up drummers for a little while. And Yeah, he's used to the lifestyle, if you will, and
Right.
not in a negative way. He's just like, I'll have band rehearsal literally in my living room,
Wow.
and he just understands, he gets it.
Right. Okay. And that's a blessing right there in itself,
Yes.
right there. So okay, maybe they don't fall far from the tree. So it
Hey,
sounds like you got a young star in the making.
I'm
Right
telling you,
there.
doesn't that always happen? It's like when the parent does it and then the kid does it like even better,
Right. Yeah. And
But he
that's
has
the
his
thing.
own path if he chooses.
Okay. I respect that right there. So let me ask you, okay, coming up with the project, right?
Mhm.
What was the first song that you recorded on the project?
The first song on that project was Love, and Love was actually originally recorded for a separate project.
Right.
I actually was under contract at that time. There was a whole scenario. You know how that goes.
Right.
Everybody
Right.
has that one contract story.
Right. And that's the thing for the people that's new artists, right?
Mhm.
Okay. For the new artists that may be watching, it happens all the time.
Oh,
What
yeah.
advice would you give them without putting your business out there?
Of course.
What did you learn?
Non-recoupable funds.
Right.
And make sure that you understand creative control and copyright. Have your publishing in order, have your paperwork in order, and don't just pay somebody who's going to tell you, don't just pay a lawyer. Like really understand the laws and just some of the things around song splits and things like that.
Definitely. You said that. I couldn't say it better myself, because a lot of times people think it's just singing, just being on the stage, but it's like it's 10% music, 90% business.
Business. This is a business.
This is definitely a business. That's what it's called, the music business.
Business.
Right.
And it's
So
the harder part of it, I'll say.
Right. So let me ask you, how did you learn that part of it? Was it like by trial and error, or did you like study it, or how did you?
I actually had some really great advice just from people and just different connections that I had here in the city. So there were people who were able to give me advice before I got into the contract.
Wow.
And then, so the contract, it worked in my favor. Like there's nothing legal going on now, but I definitely was about to go through a court process and everything else. It just comes from, take all of the advice with a grain of salt and do your research,
Do the research. Salute to B. Hickey. Salute to you, brother. Peace to you. So that's dope right there. So let me ask, being a female in the game, right? A lot of stories, women say it's harder. You got to separate the professional from people trying to hit on you. You're a beautiful woman. So let me ask you, how do you navigate, and how has that affected you? You think it's been positive or negative being a female in the industry?
I mean, I think it's positive always. I think being a woman in general is so powerful. Right. But I will say one thing that I had to learn and not be afraid of is to say no. Don't be afraid that people are going to think you're a bitch. Don't be afraid that, they're not going to want to work with me because I have, these things that I'm not going to compromise on. Because if if they want to work with you, it's going to happen. And it's like, set your standards and don't lower them. That's it.
Right. That's the thing right there. So let me ask, long-term goal, do you want to be indie or do you want to sign to a major?
It's tough. I don't think that I have necessarily a preference. It's like once you get to a certain point, whether it's, there's a certain point that I think being signed can take you a little further, if you will, on an international level, on more of like the sponsorship level. There's certain perks of being signed, but I wouldn't want to be signed until I get myself to a certain point. So I can make sure, again, that my contract is exactly what I want to see on paper.
Right. I feel you on that. You want to get that partnership, not the 360.
Hello. Non-recoupable.
Non-recoupable. That's a fact right there. So let me ask, okay, so now the project is coming, right? Flight 25. When can they expect that?
They can expect Flight 25 to drop Thanksgiving, 11/25. Yes, you will be somewhere where you can listen to it.
Wow. So let me ask, what's the sound like? What can people expect from this project? Like, what type of direction did you take?
Yes, the direction with this one is very, I'm going to say honest. There's a few ballads on there, but this particular project, it was, we have fun with it. So it's a fun project with lyrics that actually mean something. We have subject matter in there. You can expect a lot of R&B influences, but not as typical.
Not as typical. So it's like you put your own twist on it. And that's the thing. Like you have a creative sound, right? And it's like you got a creative style. I was looking at your pictures and stuff like that. It's like the way you market yourself is creating your own lane in a respectable way. You still bring the sexy, but not too over the top. Not a lot of times people say sex sell. So it's like, how important is your creative control and controlling your brand?
It's the most important to me. I don't ever want to be in a situation. I don't feel like I can create well if someone's telling me stay in these lines, or stay in this box. I feel like, creative control for me is the ultimate goal. It's freedom.
Freedom. It's definitely freedom. That's definitely important right there. So how many songs on the project?
This project has a total of 10 songs, EP.
10 songs. Okay. So let's run through them right quick. Okay.
Let's do it.
All right. So you said Love was the first one.
Well, Love was the first one we recorded. It's not the first song on the project. Okay.
So you want to do it by the way you recorded it, or you want to do it by the song order?
Let's do it by the song order because I actually have it. I'm actually going to drop this this week. The first one is called Lift Off.
Lift Off.
And some of these are interludes too.
Flight 25, we lift
Flight 25, Lift Off. And then we have Put You On comes next.
Put You On, I like that one.
And then we have Up.
I like that one too.
Dog.
All right, let's talk about Dog because I haven't heard Dog. I heard the first two.
Yes, you haven't. You know what's crazy? I have to get Vevo. So now that I'm a Vevo artist, I have to get my channels merged. Dog actually has a video that's on regular YouTube.
Okay, I'm about to check that one out.
Yes, it does. It does. Yeah, it's in the process of getting merged, so you can find them all on Vevo together. But yeah, Dog was a really funny record because I was like against it. I was against it because it's such a raw record and it was so like against what I was used to doing.
Right. Wow. So you had to come out the box on that one.
I had to come out the box with Dog and not be afraid, what people were going to say or whatever.
What was the response to it after you put it out?
It was good. I mean, a lot of women like it. I'll say that.
Wow. And that's the thing. It's like a lot of times as artists and creators, right? It's like sometimes it'd be the ones that we don't like that people gravitate to.
That people really want to hear.
Okay. So Dog, I'm going to have to check that one. What came after Dog?
So after Dog, we have Relationships.
Relationships.
Yep. Okay. And then we have Love.
Love.
We have Escape.
Escape.
Mm-hmm.
Wow.
We have Pickup.
Pickup. Okay. Mm-hmm. So all right. We're going from Escape to Pickup. So it's like you're taking me on a journey, right? So let's talk about Escape real quick, and then
real quick.
What we picking up? What we picking up now?
Oh man, Pickup is a really, it's a fun record. That's probably my favorite record to perform as of right now. People really respond well to that one, and that has a video as well. It's on YouTube.
Wow, so you've just been doing mad videos right now. So, okay, so let me ask you.
I wanted to tell the story, and over time you'll see my videos have progressed as I've progressed. So that's been really nice.
Wow. Okay, so the thing is, I checked the Vevo. I didn't check the regular one. When I seen the Vevo, I'm like, oh, she's certified. She's on Vevo. So I thought, okay, that was me. So
no, you're good. You're good. I mean, it's really me for everything. It takes time to merge. There's things I'm still learning as an artist, so it takes time. But they'll all be on Vevo shortly.
They'll all be on Vevo shortly. Okay, so after Pickup, you said that's the fun one. That's the one you like to perform.
And then Change Up.
Change Up.
Mm-hmm.
All right.
And the last one is Missing.
And Missing. Change Up and then Missing. All right. Mm-hmm. Sounds like you're taking me on a journey. So it's like, what inspired some of them records and which ones were some of your favorites to record?
So a lot of these records were inspired by relationships, a relationship in particular, but relationships in general. Right. I think my favorite one to record was probably Escape. And it's only because Escape, I literally sat down and I wrote it out like a conversation. Like the beat was playing, like the loop was playing, and then I heard it as a conversation, and I wrote it exactly like that, and I recorded it exactly like that same day.
Wow! So most of the songs you do, you say you write on the spot. So it's like you write them in the studio, record them. How long does it normally take you to do a song?
So 4 to 6 hours, I'll say, and that's with harmonies. That's with sometimes your ears need a little break, so we'll record, take a break, eat. Talk about something and then come back and add all the different sprinkles and stuff.
Okay. And that's a beautiful thing right there. So let me ask you, over time, right, it gets easier.
Oh, yeah.
So like, what things have you learned when it comes to recording and in the studio?
Oh, man, just don't have fun. I feel like it takes time to find yourself behind the booth because, being a live musician and then being like a studio, it's two different things. It's two different elements of yourself. You can be expressive. And I think, one of the biggest things I learned is just don't be afraid, try new things, and just be your complete self.
Be your complete self. That's the thing. So what memories stand out the most in the process of recording the album? If you had to pick 3 of your favorite moments.
3 of my favorite moments. I'm gonna say "Put You On" was a
Put you on.
really big moment for me. That was my first time that I ever had done a production so big.
Right.
That video was like scaled compared to my other ones 100 times. You
Right.
know, more crew, more people, and just more creative energy. We had a lot of minds on there, so that was really, really exciting for me.
Right.
What else? I think when I saw my covers and I saw like my logos, that was super, super, like it started to become real at that point. It's like, you
Right.
know, we're coming to an end of this baby or this, you know,
Right.
this thing
You're
that
giving birth now. Right.
yeah, we're giving birth to it. Like, you know, it's been a concept, it's been baking 2 years almost. And so
Right.
now finally have it coming out is super exciting.
Wow. And that's the thing. And you promoting, we was talking a little bit before we got online. You've been to New York, different places like that. So let's talk about some of the places you've been and what's been some of your favorites.
Cool. So I'll be honest with you. During the pandemic, I've traveled more than I ever have in my life.
So you was outside in the pandemic.
I was outside. California a couple times, Atlanta a couple times, New York. I actually just made it back from Miami, Puerto Rico. Yeah. I was touching roads.
Right. And there's nothing wrong with that. So which ones were your favorites? Like if you had to pick your 2 favorite spots.
New York is always going to be my favorite. I just love the pace of the city. I see myself in New York, honestly, in a couple years. And then second favorite, it's really hard. I want to say Cali because it's home, but I have to say Puerto Rico. Puerto Rico was such a vibe. I met so many cool people in Puerto Rico. People I actually I've linked up with them after, like in different cities that we all met in Puerto Rico.
Wow, and that's dope right there. So it's like you're getting your travel on. You say you was outside. So the pandemic, it affected a lot of people. It didn't slow you down.
No. The flights were cheap. That was the best time to travel.
Right. So what's some other places that you might not have been that you want to go to? Maybe Dubai, anywhere.
Oh yeah, no, I want to go see South Africa. Yes, there's a palace out there that I actually want to go see, and I heard they have crazy beaches. Dubai is always like that's in my top 3 that I want to go visit. It's just a beautiful city, the architecture, everything. Like it just looks like such a dope place to be, you know.
Wow.
One more. We said 3. I actually want to go to the UK specifically. I don't think I have a specific city. I want to do like a tour
in the UK.
Yeah, I like to do like a city tour. You know, just a quick little roundabout.
That's the thing. The UK is definitely big right there, and there's a lot of international. So I see international in your future and stuff like that. You have this fun personality, right? It's like you're just bubbly, just warm. You got a good vibe with you. Let me ask you, outside of music, how would you describe yourself? If you have to describe yourself outside of music,
free. I'll say that, free. Yeah. I really am like this outside of my music in my regular life. Like I like to have fun. I like to provide good energy. I like to be good energy, and I love having good energy around me, you know?
That's definitely important right there. So let me ask, confidence. You exuberate confidence, right?
Yes.
And the videos and stuff like that. So it's like, were you always that way, or is that something you had to work on?
Not at all. It took a while to get to this point. You know, it's like you have to just get to a certain level of comfortability with yourself.
Right.
And one of like a pivotal moment for me, I was actually in high school backstage. We were about to do like a theater production, and one of my like co-stars, you know, I'm back there super nervous, sweating. Like, I'm like, oh my goodness, you know, everybody's out there. And he walked up to me and he was like, yo, it doesn't even fucking matter.
Wow.
Like, I don't know if I can cuss on your show, but like,
you good. Yeah.
It changed everything for me. Like, it's like, you know, there's so many things, scenarios, and like these little conversations we put into our own head. And like at the end of the day, like live your life, you know? Live
your life. So what inspires your style? Like when it comes to your fashion, your music, what inspires your style?
Man, it changes too. If you've seen like my page, I'll go from super glam to sometimes tomboy to this to that. I just get inspired by people, things that I've seen. I mean, it's not like any particular person. It's like one day I may wake up and I want to look like a Bratz doll. Most days I wake up, I want to be a Barbie, but you know, that's like my go-to. But you know, some days it's like, nah, I'm feeling like a little like sneakers. Let's put the ones on today. Let's, you know.
Okay. So, all right. When you're not wearing the ones, you heel type of person,
For
boots,
sure.
leather. Wow. So, okay. What type of heels? You got the 4 inch? You wearing the 6 inch heels? What you got?
4 to 6. Yeah, I'm definitely more of like a 5+ girl, and I'm pretty tall, so I like heels. I like the way they make my legs look. I like the way I walk when I'm in them.
Right. Okay. So, you ever did any modeling before?
I actually have
Okay.
done some modeling, brand ambassador work. I'm looking to do more of that as well, so I'm
Okay.
excited.
That's dope right there. So, okay. What can people expect in 2022? We know the project is dropping on Thanksgiving, 11/25, Flight 25.
Yes.
What can people expect going into the new year in 2022 from you?
Yes, a lot more live shows, and it's going to
More live
be
shows.
with original music. They can expect a few more videos. I will say there's another project coming right behind Flight 25. So yeah, 2022, I'll have another project dropped, and just more music, man. Just my push. That's what I would expect. Expect a push all 2022.
And that's the thing. Yeah, you're definitely a dope creator and you're definitely putting out good content. So I'm excited to see what you're going to do. I'm excited to hear the album. That's
Yes.
the EP, Flight 25, and then 2022. Definitely excited the new work you're going to be doing and stuff like that. So for the people, right, if you had to describe yourself, right, how would you want people to know you as, and how would you want to be remembered?
I want to be remembered as just being real and my authentic self. I want people to remember me for being fearless, unafraid to just be exactly who I am. And whether that's different from Monday to Tuesday, it is what it is,
It is what it is. And you're yourself.
It's me.
Right? Unapologetically me.
Correct.
Nothing wrong with that. So if you had to pick 3 of your favorite artists, who would they be that may have inspired you? 3.
Okay. I'm going to say Mariah Carey.
Mariah Carey.
Yes. I mean, Mariah in the 90s was unstoppable. She had every chart, R&B, hip hop, pop. I mean, she was just dominant. So I'll definitely say Mariah Carey. I'm going to say Drake because he will forever write Instagram captions. You know what I'm saying? Like his quotes, they live forever. Like he does not miss. Right. And a third artist that really inspires me. I mean, we have to say Beyonce. You have to say Queen Bee. You have to, because not even that you have to, but it's like, come on, her work ethic from Destiny's Child, from Say My Name, Bills, 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 to the icon she has become. Like that's the dream, right?
That's the dream right there.
Yeah.
So if you can be on a stage, share a stage, whether you open it or they opening up for you, right? You pick any artist, who would that be? If you was like on a tour with them.
Drake.
Yep. Okay, that's dope, and I respect that right there. Drake definitely doing his thing right there, and I see you got the talent, you got the music. You can definitely do that, right?
Thank you.
So for the people that's watching, right, you got any updates or any last words you want to give them? Because I want to bring you back later. I don't want you to get mad at me like he kept me up there too long.
No, you're good. I understand. Any updates for the people, just make sure you check me out on all streaming platforms.
Let's put that out there.
Jelayne, Jelayne. Be on the lookout for that drop. It's coming 11/25. It's going to be litty, okay? And be looking forward to 2022. It's really going to be a movie. Like, I don't think anybody is prepared for how I'm coming for 2022.
Wow. That's the thing. So you're going to be doing shows on the East Coast, you think, next year?
Yes. Absolutely. It's in the works right now. We're already getting it going.
Okay, so that's the thing right there, yo. I definitely want to salute you on what you're doing. You definitely got a dope vibe. Definitely would like to bring you back down the road to do an update as things going and stuff like that. But it's like when I see people that got talent and they're doing their thing and they're passionate about their work, a lot of times as indie artists, we don't get the spotlight that we need. So it's like with the platform, I like to bring people up here that I see that has the potential. Because a lot of you artists that's indie, it's like the only thing that's stopping y'all from the radio and is the big budget behind it.
Yeah.
It's like when I listen to your music, it's like you're just as good as the stuff that's playing on the radio.
Thank you.
So as a Black woman, I definitely want to salute you from a Black man and give you your honor. They say flowers, but I was just taught flowers is after they die.
There it is.
Give you your respect. I want to give you your respect and I want to give you your honor now while you're living.
Yeah.
Say job well done. And I know you're going to go far. You're talented. I love your music and I love what you're doing. You're doing it in a classy way. You're respecting yourself. You're a mom. And we need more of that because the industry is so over sexualized. It's like everything is cookie cutter.
Yeah.
Like everything is the same.
To each its own. Sex does sell, but that's always been a thing for me. Like, don't, a pretty face, a nice body, don't let that be your only selling point. For me, I feel like that kind of stuff is going to fade one day. But my songs, I want people to be able to play my songs when I'm dead and gone,
Yeah, and that's the thing. He definitely laying the foundation, and it's like it's already established. So it's like just keep doing what you're doing, keep rising high, and the sky's the limit for you. And I salute you, and I want to thank everybody for tuning in today that watched The Proof, whether you watched the live or you watched the playback.
Please.
Today we're honoring Jelayne. Like I said earlier, she's an artist originally from LA. She's representing Houston, Texas. Be on the lookout for Flight 25. It drops on Thanksgiving, 11/25. She has a new single out right now.
I do, brand new, and you can only see it. You can only see it on Vevo. That's it. That's the only place it is until the project drops.
Yeah, and that's the thing. So if you want to introduce that, and if you want to give any shout outs before you go, we're going to end it with the video. So at this point, we'll turn it over to you.
Appreciate you. Thank you so much for having me on your show today, Sion. You are amazing. You're doing a wonderful thing for indie artists. I really appreciate you. Y'all tune in. This is my brand new video, Put You On. It was shot and directed by Victorious Films. Amazing cast and crew. I just want to thank everybody involved with this, as well as everybody involved with Flight 25. Thank you.
All right. Yeah, have a blessed one. Yo, everybody be safe this weekend. We thank y'all. We love y'all. Here we go.
I might put you on a flight. I might act just like a guy. I might pay for what I like. I might let you spend the night. I might put you on a flight. I might take you by surprise. I might ask you what's your price. No, I pay for what I like.
Good evening, gentlemen. Welcome on board Flight 25. All electronic devices should now be turned off and stowed, as they may interfere with the aircraft's navigational and communication systems. To fasten, insert the metal tip into the buckle and adjust the strap so it's low and tight across your lap. Once airborne, we'll let you know when you may use approved electronic devices. We remind you that touching our hostesses is prohibited for the entire duration of the flight. A water evacuation is very likely with this flight. As exciting as we know water landings can be, please maintain decorum and remain seated while you're attended to. Please pay attention to the stage. We ask that you please fasten your seatbelts at this time. If you have any questions about our flight today, please don't hesitate to ask one of our flight attendants. Thank you for choosing Flight 25. Enjoy your flight.
What do you want from me? I just want some company, yeah. You used to stun on me. Now you all in front of me. Tryna ask where I've been. Tryna see how I live. Got the keys to the crib. Brand new keys to the whip. Yeah, yeah. If I let you in, it's on my terms. This is the respect that I've earned. Tables always turn, yeah, yeah. This a lesson you should learn, yeah, yeah. I might put you on a flight. I might act just like a guy. I might pay for what I like. I might let you spend the night. I might put you on a flight. I might take you by surprise. I might ask you what's your price. No, I pay for what I like.
The seatbelt sign has been turned off. You may now unfasten your seatbelts at this time.
I might take you to another level. find another, baby, you could never. You can see I got it all together. Tryna front, you know it's nothing better. I know what I like when I see it. I can give you something to believe in. Don't you think I'll ever make it easy? And don't be acting funny when you see me. Everything I got, yeah, I earned it. I could put you on, but only if you're worth it. Used to give you play, you used to curve it. Now you tryna come around, I see you lurking. I might put you on a flight. I might act just like a guy. I might pay for what I like. I might let you spend the night. I might put you on a flight. I might take you by surprise. I might ask you what's your price. No, I pay for what I like.